Today on Dr. Phil.
I had a drug problem, but I've been clean for 4 months. I want my mom to trust me.
You're not worthy of trust. You're doing Xanax, cocaine, and marijuana. Other than that, you're clean.
The heartbreaking reason for one teen's drug use.
I just need to know what the truth is.
And another teen's secret life.
You want to tell your parents?
I'm sick of living a lie.
Teenage confessions.
The reason I brought you here is...
This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
It matters to you. That's what I want to talk about. We ready in the booth?
Take.
Let's do it. Go, Dr. Phil. All right, this is an important show today. We're talking about getting your teen to give you information about their life, and it can be like pulling teeth. And if they really are hiding something, well, just forget about it. I mean, they're not going to tell you anything. Now, Anna and her daughter are here, and they are in a serious battle. Mom wants her teen to confess.
You've been out all weekend. I've asked you to come home.
For what? Why do I have to come home? Why? For what?
Because that's the rule of my house. That's where I want you to be. At the end of your day home. You need to check in if you're going to live here. You're going to check in and figure out what's going on.
I talk to you every second.
I've been calling you and texting you for the last
My phone is dead. Go try one. Turn it on. It won't turn on.
You keep hanging around with the wrong people.
I'm not even on anyone. Hello?
I'll send this to him. Tell him that you're high on something right now. Tell him I'm going to send it. Yeah. You better say something or this is what they get. What do you want? You took something, I can tell. Your eyes are... What? Glassy and dazed.
What are your eyes?
I'm not dazed.
I'm not dazed either. You're holding a camera in my face.
All right, well, this is what
All right,
that's
send it to
good.
her. Bye.
I don't want you driving in that condition.
I'm not doing anything.
Well, obviously, they did send me the tape. Now, Anna was outraged when she discovered her daughter Allie's secret addiction to prescription pills a year ago. Now, Allie tells her mother that she's been clean for 4 months, but Mom thinks she's hiding something. Today, well, she just wants her to put it on the table. She wants her to come clean. She wants her to confess.
Me and my mom fight almost every day. I just think it's stupid. Like, why can't you trust me?
I don't trust her. I know Allie's up to something.
I'm not doing anything. You don't know it now. She thinks my words are slurring.
I don't feel you're okay, Allie. Everything is, I don't know. I'm asking, shut up, Mom. I'll tell you later. I'll call you. Stop asking me questions.
I had a drug problem for 2 years, but I've been clean for 4 months. I did Oxycontin every day for 2 years. I did steal money from my mom. I stole $2,000 from her right out of her bank account.
I went to check my savings account, and I was short about $2,000 to $3,000.
I'd go into her ATM every day, take out $60, $60, $120, just like tons of money. Like, I didn't even care. I'd go and buy 3 pills, 4 pills.
Where were you?
I was out.
Who were you out with?
Mom, shut up. I think my mom should trust me because I've been such a different person. I'm not using drugs like I used to be. It'll be like maybe once a month. I do Xanax and Klonopins here and there, and like that's it. That's all I do. And I smoke. I smoke weed, but only at night. I've taken Xanax almost every day since Friday. That's 5 days.
You're high. What did you do?
Oh, no!
Xanax.
I don't trust Allie. I don't trust her. She's obviously lying to me. She continues to lie to me.
Okay, let's just get right to this. Why are you here?
I want my mom to be able to trust me, and I don't know how to get her to do that.
Okay, now, do you watch this show?
Yeah, I have before.
You've watched it, what, 10 times maybe?
Probably,
6, 5?
no, probably like twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
Big fan, apparently. So what's your sense of what I'm all about from those 2 times that you watched?
To help fix the problem, and I really hope that you can help me and my mom to have a better relationship and have her be able to trust me.
What's your strategy for being here?
Well, I'm hoping you can help us. It's been a long couple of years, and it's really taken everybody apart.
Do you want me to help us, or do you want me to help her? I mean, because listen,
It's all of
I have a
us.
lot of parents that drag their kids to the sacrificial altar and say, "Here, fix my kid. Just let me know when you're done, and I'll be backstage." I mean, that's kind of what you're wanting, right?
Oh, that would be great, but I know that ain't realistic.
That's not going to
But
happen,
it's
right?
not going to happen.
Are you part of the problem here?
Oh, I'm sure I am.
What part would you be?
I'm enabling. I'm definitely enabling. She's my daughter. I feel for her.
Yeah, and you two have a pattern, don't you? In
just-
fact, you said she's a pushover.
She is, but she just does not leave me alone, like, at all. She has no trust in me whatsoever.
Are you trustworthy?
I would say I am. I have been getting better. Like, when I had my drug problem, I understand she had no trust for me.
Okay, would that be a no?
So, well,
I
no,
said, are
no,
you trustworthy?
She should trust me.
I said, are you trustworthy?
Yes.
Let's reverse that in a sentence so we can be
Yes,
sure
I
we're
am
clear.
trustworthy.
Are you worthy of her trust?
Yes.
You two have a pattern here, and I'm not going to fall in the pattern. You two yell and scream. And basically, you love it when it breaks into the yelling and screaming, because that means you're no longer on the hot spot. You've broken it down into a yelling fest, so you don't really have to answer hard questions anymore, right?
Right.
True?
True.
Okay, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
see,
know.
there's lessons in everything we do here today. You need to hear that. When she can get you yelling and screaming down on her level, you're supposed to be the adult here, right? But instead, you yell and scream like you're 18, 19 years old. And when she does that, then that means the inquiry has stopped. Mother, shut up. Quit. Yeah, rah. Information exchange has stopped. She's won. You've lost.
Right. I know.
Okay? Well, you know. If you know, why are you doing it?
I haven't been able to change it, and that's
Okay,
one of
well-
the reasons why I'm here, because it's broken me down.
That
I'm weak.
starts your to-do list. Now let me start yours. You need to tell me the truth. If you had watched this show more than twice, you would know that you might as well tell me the truth, because I'm not going to believe your lies.
Right.
See,
I understand. I know that one.
I'll throw the flag on you in the
Yeah.
first 10 seconds. Just.
I know that.
And you use a lot of intransitive verbs, so you don't have to take a stand.
Yeah.
So I listen to all kinds of things. I said, are you worthy of trust? You said, well, yeah, I'm getting, which means no. The honest truth is you're not worthy of trust. You want her to trust you. You said, I understand she didn't trust me when I was doing drugs, but I've been clean for 4 months. Well, pretty much. Pretty much means what? You're doing Xanax. Are you doing cocaine?
I have.
Okay, in the last 4 months.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
That's it. And I smoked
Pardon?
pot.
You smoke?
Just
Okay,
that.
so you're doing Xanax, cocaine, and marijuana. Other than that, you're clean.
That's my point.
We know. I know.
Did somebody stamp stupid on my forehead?
I know.
Other than those 3 illegal drugs that create brain damage and addiction, you're fine. You can't understand why your mother is just all over you all the time. All I'm doing is Xanax, cocaine, and marijuana.
I know.
And she says you're a pushover.
I'm not surprised that's how she thinks.
Are you?
Am I? I am. I am
okay.
now. Yes.
Okay, let's be honest. I mean, come on.
I've been broken down in
You've
the last
watched this
couple
show
of
more
years.
than twice, right?
Yes, I watch it all
She
the
loves
time.
you.
You probably expect now that we've kind of blown the whistle on this and that you are continuing to do drugs, that what we're going to do is we're going to take a break and then come back and do a bunch of yelling at you. Right?
Right?
And that would be your comfort zone, right? Because, I mean, that's what you're best at. If we can get this into a yell fest and do all that, then it deflects away from the real issues at hand. Why not, for once, we talk about what's really going on?
Yeah.
Which we're going to do, because this is serious stuff. Allie's had 3 car accidents. 2 of them she was driving, 1 of them she was in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's just in the last 7 months. Has she been under the influence every time? we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about this worthy of trust issue. Moms, if you haven't hit TiVo yet, do it now. We'll be right back.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil. They accuse each other.
Have you said, I hate you so much, I want to dance on your grave?
Yes, I have.
Of spousal abuse.
Do you chest butter?
I've been told that I have.
What do you mean you've been told you have? How do you miss that? Stand up. How do you miss that?
But the real victims are the children.
How old's your son?
He's 4.
He says, why don't you just hit her already and then spit on you?
That's Monday.
Well, Anna says that Allie has been in 3 car accidents in just the last 7 months. And 3 weeks ago, the police actually just brought her home.
Allie does borrow my car from here to there, but she totaled my last car. The car thing's been big for me because if she kills somebody or kills herself, that's something I'm going to have to live with. I don't want to be the one to pull that trigger.
I got pulled over, actually, right on Main Street. I don't know why I got pulled over. I honestly forgot. I took a Xanax, by the way, this day. One of the officers gave me the sobriety test. He made me look at the pen. He told me to walk in a straight line. I think I failed all of them. He just let me go.
Okay. Now, we were talking about you being worthy of trust and your mother being unreasonable not to trust you. I mean, that's a pretty good reason to not be trusting you, right? Now, you have said that you've been addicted to Oxycontin, Percocet, Xanax, Klonopin, marijuana, and cocaine for the last 2 years, but that you've been clean for 4 months. You haven't done that stuff.
No, I've only been addicted to Oxycontin. That's the only thing.
Okay, and
I've taken the other things, but I've never gotten addicted.
Okay, and how do you know that?
Because I've never withdrawn from them.
You tested positive for cocaine and benzos last week, right?
Yep.
Tell me how you square this conversation up that you self-righteously and rather sanctimoniously say, I have been clean for 4 months, but she doesn't give me credit for that, and you tested positive last week.
I understand it's not right, but like not every kid, but kids do make mistakes and do try stuff. Like, I made my mistake. I learned from it. Like, I would never go back to doing Oxycontin. That ruined my life. Like, I would never want to be around that and do that ever again.
Well, Allie's brother, Vinny, 17, is joining us right now. He says that his sister's a liar. And he wants her out of the house, he wants her out, and he wants her gone for good. Take a look.
My mom and sister aren't getting along because my sister's a liar, and my mother enables her. And my mother gives her money. Like, right after this drug thing started, I don't know why you would give someone money who has a drug addiction. Never made sense to me. My sister's stolen from all of us, so, and then she wonders why no one trusts her. I absolutely hate Ellie. It's not coming to a point where I almost hate her. I actually do hate her. I don't know why my mother would trust her. It doesn't make sense. She's a pathological liar. She lies every day. I don't think she goes through a whole day without lying at least 10 times. I think that my mother should tell her to get together and get out.
You believe she is doing drugs consistently? You believe she's driving under the influence consistently? You believe she's out of control?
Regardless of what I believe, like, there's proof of it. Like, she was pulled over a couple weeks ago, clearly under the influence of something. Like, she drug tests, like, she fails a drug test. Like, it doesn't really matter, like, what I think anymore. Like, this is just facts. Like,
right.
This is what it is.
Well, I just need to know what the truth is. Now, when the cops brought you home the other day, they gave you a field sobriety test.
Yeah.
They wanted you to walk a straight line. They wanted you to follow the pen with your eyes and, like, stand on one foot, you know, do all that sort of stuff, right? You couldn't do any of it, by your own description, right?
Right.
That means you were motor impaired.
Right.
And which means you were driving under the influence. Why they brought you home instead of put you in jail, I have no idea. But you admit you couldn't even pass a motor skills test in the field, right?
I almost wish they had just put her in jail, and maybe that would have been what she needed to learn.
I didn't take anything that day. It was from the night before, but I was drowsy, so that's what happened.
Listen, I could care less about your timeline of ingesting. You were operating a motor vehicle under the influence, and you don't have the right to do that, and I would have put your butt in jail if I'd stopped you. Seriously. And I would have been doing you a favor, because let me tell you, you drive under the influence and you severely injure or kill someone or hurt yourself, your life has changed forever. This cute party girl, it's not so cute when somebody's paralyzed for the rest of their life because you wanted to go out and party. But let's see what we can agree on. Okay. Can we agree that you're currently doing drugs?
Yes.
Okay. And so we can agree that this 4-month clean is just something you like to say because you're not doing OxyContin anymore.
I say it talking about OxyContin. I know it's not, obviously I'm not clean because I do other drugs.
Well, that's how you represent it to us. You said, you know, I want help, Dr. Phil. I want help with you to get my mother to trust me again because I have been clean for 4 months.
Right.
And the fact is, you would test positive today by your own description.
Right, but she knows that...
There's no but.
We've talked about this before, that kids are going to go out and do stuff, like, and party and do coke once in a while or take a Xanax or whatever. And, like...
In her circle, this is normal.
It's normal. Like, in my group of friends, it's normal.
It may be normal in your group of friends because you're running around with a bunch of druggies.
I understand.
But that doesn't mean that that's normal. Are you kidding me? Do you buy that argument?
No. I argue with her.
You put that argument forth like, oh, well, this will work. You know, everybody does it. I mean, come on, kids do a little coke here and there, you know, do some Xanax, smoke a little dope, drive under the influence. It's just normal. It's part of being a kid, right? Wrong. That is not true. Why do you think you're doing this? That's the question that I have for you. I want you to think about not if you're doing it. We've established that. And this is addict speak. This is just addict speak. What I want to know is your opinion of why you're doing this. I have my opinion. I want to know what yours is. Be right back.
I get the Xanax from the street. I probably know like 20 people that I could call just to grab them, and they'd have them for me. Oxys right now are going for $90 to $100 because they're not making them anymore. Xanax is way easier to get, and it's way cheaper. You only pay like $2 for one, so you're getting way more for your money.
Okay, you get way more for your money?
Yeah.
But let me define what that means. You get way more brain damage. You get way more altered consciousness. You get way more risk of hurting yourself or somebody else. You get way more risk of going to jail. And you get way more risk of destroying your life and any relationship you have with the people that love you. That's a bargain?
I don't take them like that. I mean, I don't abuse them like that anymore.
Tell me why you think you started doing this.
Honestly, I think it's because of the bullying in high school.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
I think that might have driven her. I mean, she had a tough 2 years, really tough. And I forced her to go to school every day.
Tell me about the bullying. What did they do?
Anything, everything you could imagine. They called me names, they threw stuff at me. I sat in the locker room and cried every day. I used to sit home and like make up excuses to my mom so that I didn't have to go to school because I didn't want to be near any of them. Like, the teacher saw everything. No one did one thing. I told my principal, he did nothing. Like, for 2 years straight, I went through it. Like,
and of course, I feel guilty because she asked me to move her out of the school, and I didn't.
What did they call you?
I don't know, just everything, like just like a whore, a slut, like just names like that any like teenager would just.
Derogatory names. What did
Right.
they throw at you?
Just anything.
Pencils,
They would throw anything. They would throw food. They would throw anything
what
they
did
had.
what did you say to yourself?
The boys would do stuff. I used to be quiet. I used to honestly sit there and cry to myself. I did.
Did you feel alone? Did you feel isolated? And it's pretty easy for you to go back to that pain just like that. Would you agree? What do you think about when you think about it?
I just don't know why they did it.
Did you deserve it?
Not at all.
And what did you want from your mother at that point? What did you want her to do with you and for you?
She couldn't really do anything. I mean, I'm the type of person to keep everything in. I don't really tell anyone anything. So like, it was hard. Like, I used to go home and tell her some things, but I usually just told her. Like, I used to come home and be like, Mom, you don't even know the half of it. Like, you don't even know what's going on. But, like, I kept everything to myself. Like, when...
You were embarrassed.
When I just didn't like talking about it. Like, I'd hear the boys, like, talking about me in the back, like, and I would just sit there and cry in the middle of class. Like, no one did anything. They did nothing.
And that changed who you were. It changed what you said to yourself, right? Well, what did you say to yourself?
I used to be the best person to be around. Now I'm miserable. Like, I don't know.
That does change you. It does have an effect on you. And so at that time, drugs offered an escape. It eased the pain for a period of time, didn't it? I mean, you could numb yourself to it. You could escape from it. And I'm going to tell you, behaviors often start for one reason and continue for a very different reason. I think when you are in pain, you seek a way to escape the pain. And for you, it was drugs. Now, that's not happening anymore. Those people aren't there to bully you anymore. But you still play that tape in your head. And then the drugs start controlling you.
Right.
There's an addiction that takes over. And the truth is, at some point, you're going to have to cope with this rather than just numbing the pain with drugs. We'll be right back. I think what your daughter needs right now, as you look at her, you still see the sweet little girl that you sat in the floor with and you colored with, that was so much fun and so delightful. I mean, that's still her.
I know she's in there.
But then you see this behavior. And you said that you made a mistake back then. You left her alone to deal with it. You didn't change schools. You didn't intervene in some way. And you feel guilty about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could have moved her to a different school, but...
Did you let her down at that time?
I called the school. I was there for her. She knew she could call me anytime, and I answered the phone no matter what. And she did call me crying a lot from school.
Why do you feel guilty if you're giving me all this stuff about you did this, you did that?
Because of the outcome, because of what it did to her. You know, if I had moved her, maybe none of it would have happened, and she wouldn't be where she is right now.
You said, I should have done thus and so. Well, you can do it now. Because what she needs is not accusation. What she needs is not badgering. What she needs is not alienation.
I know.
She needs your help, she needs your love, and she needs your support. You're not what those kids in school called you. You're not what you say to yourself now when you feel rejected by them and feel like a second-class citizen. You aren't those things. You are a beautiful, intelligent young woman, and you're better than what you're doing. And I think you are actually suffering from some severe anxiety. I think you are having panic attacks that you don't tell people about. You're going to have to stop doing these drugs. But if I take those away from you and put nothing in its place, you're going to be in a real painful place, aren't you? You need some help with these issues. You have been damaged. I think it is time for you to take your power back. You are allowing those bullies from high school to control you even as you sit here right now. It's causing you to alienate yourself from your family, alienate yourself from yourself, hide in drugs because it numbs the pain. That's not okay. She doesn't need a prescription for antidepressant. What she needs is to sit down and deal with this in a meaningful way and decide right now that you're going to get your life back on track. And I will get you the help to do that. I will get you the resources to do that. Not for your mother, not for you, just for you. It's time for you to be the star in your own life. Okay? We can do this. We can do this. What I want, you want to know what's a home run for me? If a year from now, you can look back on this day and say, you know what? On that day, somebody acknowledged the pain I was experiencing. On that day, somebody believed in me that I could turn this around. On that day, I started down a different path. And on this day, a year later, I've got my power back in my life, and I'm going to do something with my life. That's the home run for me. Will you take the help? Be selfish. Decide, you know, it's my time, it's my turn.
I like wake up every day so depressed. Like I hate it. I don't know why.
Well, but let's find out. I think I know why. You need to know why. But I'm telling you, we're going to make this a quest. Okay? If I make the resources available to you, you're going to grab on with both hands. And then you're going to come back here and we're going to talk some more. Because I tell you what, you might have gotten robbed of a couple of years. But what I want is for you to give yourself back the rest of your life. We can do this. We can do this, okay? All right, coming up, a 17-year-old girl from Southern California who says she's living a lie. And she wants to confess it all to her parents. We'll be right back.
My dad tells me how proud he is of me, and it really kills me, because if they knew everything, they wouldn't say how proud they are of me.
My next guest, 17-year-old Lindsay from Southern California, sent me an email through our Teen Talk message board on drphil.com. Now, this Southern California teen says she feels like she is living a double life, and the secret she's been keeping from her parents is eating her up inside.
Hi, Dr. Phil. To my parents, I'm a pretty well-rounded child and don't really get into trouble. My dad tells me how proud he is of me, and it really kills me, because if they knew everything, they wouldn't say how proud they are of me. I crave male attention. I always have a boyfriend. I'm never single. I've sent racy photos to over 30 guys total. Some of these photos have ended up on Facebook, and all of my friends, including my mom, have seen them. It was completely embarrassing and devastating. I didn't even want to go to school. I lost my virginity when I was 14 to a guy who was 19. I've had sex with at least 5 guys, and my dad still thinks I'm a virgin. So now, whenever I go to school, people call me a slut, a whore. It really hurts me. I'm trying to keep a positive attitude, which is why I wrote in to you. I really hope you can help me and my family. Thank you.
You're obviously a very intelligent young woman. You speak very well. You have a great capacity for insight. What's going on here? Why are you doing this?
I don't know. I'm just really sick of living a lie. All I know is I'll find somebody that, you know, I think cares about me a lot, and then I either run or they run. Somebody runs. It's usually me, though.
Well, let's talk about the photos. Why do you send these photos to people? Because you know once they're out there, and these are fully nude photos, right?
Some of them are, yes.
Yeah, and you know once they're out there, they're out there. They could send them to the pastor in your church. They could send them to your college admissions board. They can send them to everybody they know. They could blow them up and put them up in the locker room.
Like, my parents have told me that before. I guess
But yeah, you said you would still do it again.
I'm not really sure. I guess just the fact that somebody wants them, like, cares. And I don't know. I don't think they care, though. I know they don't care, so I honestly don't know why.
Well, but that's not an answer. There's some reason you do it. You said that you crave male attention. And you're flattered that they want them because they ask you for them, right?
And then they tell me how pretty I look, even though I guess it's kind of a bittersweet thing.
Have you ever regretted it? Tell me about that.
One time I sent pictures to a guy that I didn't know, and he ended up putting the photos all over Facebook, and he sent them to my mom, to my brother's friends, posted them on my profile where everybody can see them. But luckily I was online when it happened, so I could delete them right away, but still, I don't know who saw them.
Would it embarrass you if your dad saw them?
Oh yeah, and I think he did when, like the one that got sent to my mom, I had like a bra and underwear on, but yeah, it was really embarrassing, really, really embarrassing.
So you want to share this with your parents? You want me to bring them in here and you want to tell them the truth? And because they really don't know the extent of this.
Oh no.
And they know that you're going to tell them something that's upsetting. I mean, they know that. I mean, they don't think they're here for a game show.
Yeah.
And what's your hope with how they react?
I hope that I understand they'll be upset. I just hope that they're a little more understanding that it's not that I'm out to hurt anybody. Like, I'm not trying to, I don't know. I just hope that it goes well.
Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, Lindsay's parents are going to join us, and we're going to have some truth-telling. We have a part of our website that's called Teen Talk. Because we deal with a lot of teen issues here. Right. Your lovely daughter wrote in as part of the message boards on that website. And based on what we read and what she had to say, we thought that that was something that warranted intervention and dealing with. And you have said that you want to come clean about everything that's going on because you recognize this is self-destructive, right? So what did you want to say?
The reason I brought you here is because I've had sex with at least 5 guys, and I've sent pictures to at least 30.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
I'm taking a deep breath here, because I promised you I wouldn't. I guess I thought...
You're never going to understand.
I guess that's my problem. I don't understand. I mean, I thought we had talked about this as a family. We had talked about different things. We had talked about sex. We had talked... I thought we had this in... Boy, you really...
You fooled us.
You really snowed me. Because with the conversations we had, you just... never talked. So there's more pictures out there than we know of from the one guy.
Mm-hmm.
Worse?
Worse than what?
Are you covered at all?
Nope.
I'm sorry. I mean, this is something of you I never even expected.
No.
I thought we had a talk that you could talk to us about things like this. Talk to us about what's going on in
How do you
your
tell your
life.
parents that you're sending pictures to everybody at school? Like, that's just not something you want to tell your parents.
No, it's not. I guess the question is, why do you want to send pictures to everybody at school? Does it help your self-esteem, or why would you even want to do that?
Like that. Yeah.
I'd like to know, the guys that you've had sex with, are they older than you? Are they over 18?
If they are, they're in big trouble. I'm sorry.
Are they over 18?
Some have been.
Let's be honest.
And
Let's
how
be
old were you when this
completely
happened?
How old was I when I lost my virginity?
Sure, start there.
14.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for that. That is so much to take on at 14. It's just, I just didn't want that for you, honey. And it's not that it's what I want for you, because, yeah, I'm just really sorry that I made that decision.
And that boy was 19.
Yeah.
Was he?
When you were 14.
Yeah.
We're going to know some names, because there are some people that are going to go to jail. And if they're going to jail. 19 knows better. 19 should have, he's an adult, he knows better.
He took advantage of you.
He took advantage of you.
You're not old enough to make that decision.
No, there's a reason why at 18 and at 14 you don't get to make decisions, okay? It's because you're not mature enough to make those decisions. And if this boy did it at 19, guess what? 19 is 20. He's going to jail. And you know your father's going to push it. And if there's another kid, that one's going too. I'm sorry.
I'm not here to put people in jail. I'm here to help myself. I'm not trying to put other people
but these kids,
blame.
I'm sorry.
The focus here, I think, needs to be on why you are so willing to devalue yourself, why you are so willing to allow yourself to be used, even though you think you're the one doing the using, because you want the male attention, so you think, I'm getting what I want, I don't care about them, that is such an unhealthy level of interaction here. You could not have a healthy self-worth and a healthy self-esteem and be willing to do what you're doing. I think that this happening at age 14 in that way was a terrible violation of this child. I think it is a terrible violation of this child. I don't want you to be mad at her. I don't want you to be upset at her. I want you to understand that some things have happened to her that have changed the game, has changed the grid. Her perception is different. She is not a perpetrator. She is a victim here. Because one of the things she said that caused her to write us for help is that you constantly tell her how proud you are of her. And she feels so guilty that the reality is you shouldn't be, because she has let you down.
That's not true.
They love you. They hate this behavior. They hate that you have been so devalued that this is okay with you. But we need to help that. This is an anxiety-based, depression-based reaction due to molestation. And she needs your love and support, not your judgment and anger. Well, let's help her with this.
Definitely.
You can do nothing to make me not still proud of you. Okay? This is something that, okay, you screwed up. This is a big screw-up thing that we will all try to work together to fix and make it better for you. But you're still my daughter. I still love you. And I'm still proud as hell of you.
I'm proud of you, too. I hate your behavior. But I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you wrote. And I'm proud that you're here looking your parents in the eye and getting this on the table.
Thank you.
Thank you for being the outlet for her to be able to...
Thank you for being the person she can talk to.
Give your daughter a hug.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. If you're a teen, go to drphil.com and you can click on Teen Talk. Now, we have all kinds of information on how you can have these difficult conversations with your parents. I mean, we'll give you some talking points. We'll give you a script. We'll tell you how you can broach this subject. And look, don't expect your parents to go, oh, great, thanks for sharing. I mean, parents are going to have kind of a shock reaction sometimes, but, you know, give us a break here. It takes us a while to wrap our minds around this and then get on board. Now, if you're getting involved in drugs or sex, we're going to have the steps there for you to navigate those difficult times as well. Now, you can go to my Facebook page right now and join the conversation. Now, teens, I do want to hear from you. If you're hiding something from your parents, a great place to talk to other teens about this is on our message boards under Teen Talk. And parents, if you feel your teen is hiding something from you, it's a great way to get the discussion going. Go to those message boards and read through. And if they start getting a little nervous when you come to one subject matter or another, maybe that's a clue. I appreciate y'all for being here today, and we'll stay in touch. Thanks so much. So. Appreciate it.
Bounce, bounce, all the girlies bounce. Take 'em to my house, turn the party out. Bounce, 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 all the girlies bounce. Take 'em to my house, turn the party out.
You warned me 1,000 times, memories can kill ya, but I didn't hear ya. I thought that I could fly, but woke up on the asphalt. I swear there was the last time. I've always been naive, call it.
Ooh, you know we gon' get it. Ooh, you know we gon' get it. Ooh, you know we gon' get it. Every day and night, that's right. Ooh, you know we gon' get it. Ooh, you know we gon' get it. Ooh, you know we gon' get it.